Welcome to our video on navigating immigrant visa applications the right way. Today we'll focus on the high-stakes choice many applicants face: absolute truth versus the temptation of a shortcut. We'll talk about dual nationality, missing documents, and the critical question about holding other nationalities. By the end, you'll know why legal status always outweighs where your passport currently is.
Let's begin, and then smoothly transition to our agenda.
Here's our roadmap for this episode. First, we'll explain why truth matters in visa applications. Next, we'll dissect the trap question on nationality. Then we'll clarify the difference between legal status and a physical passport.
After that, we'll outline exact steps to follow if your passport is lost.
We'll also conduct a cost-benefit reality check.
To reinforce your learning, we'll include a couple of quick quizzes. Finally, we'll wrap up with key takeaways and a concise summary. Now, before we dive deeper, let's add an important legal disclaimer.
This video provides general educational information only and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration cases vary widely, and details matter. For personalized guidance, consult a qualified immigration attorney in your jurisdiction. With that important disclaimer in place, let's move forward to why truth matters so much in immigration processes. In immigration processes, transparency beats speed every time. A modest delay caused by missing documentation can be managed and explained. A misrepresentation, however, can result in visa denial, long-term bars, or permanent inadmissibility. The principle is simple. Delays heal, but fraud can leave permanent scars. With that foundation, let's transition to the critical nationality question that often trips people up. Let's analyze the critical form question. Do you hold or have you held any other nationality? The correct approach is to assess your legal citizenship status, not whether you physically possess a passport. If a country legally recognizes you as its citizen, you must answer yes. Claiming otherwise is a misrepresentation. The flowchart shows two paths. If yes, disclose the country, dates, and the documents you have. If your passport is available, include its details. If it's lost, formally report the loss to police and contact the embassy or consulate to obtain a replacement or at least an official report documenting the loss. If you select no, be certain you truly do not hold another citizenship. If you are unsure, stop and verify your status before proceeding. Now that we've mapped the logic, let's move to the timeline for handling a lost passport efficiently. This timeline illustrates the ideal sequence after discovering your passport is missing. On day 0, confirm the loss and retrace your steps. Within 24 to 48 hours, file a police report and obtain a report number. Between days 2 and 5, contact your embassy or consulate to learn the requirements for a replacement or an official loss confirmation. Between days 5 and 15, submit the replacement application or request a formal confirmation letter and track the case. Between days 15 and 45, expect to receive the new passport or the official letter with key details such as the number and issuance information. Next, update your visa application with accurate data and attach evidence of the loss and the steps you took. Finally, submit the visa forms truthfully. Now let's translate this into a practical checklist you can follow. Here are the concrete steps to take. First, secure your identity and accounts in case your passport could be misused. Second, search thoroughly to confirm the document is truly lost. Third, file a police report and obtain the report number. Fourth, contact your embassy or consulate and note their replacement requirements. Fifth, prepare all required documents such as government ID, passport photos, application forms, fees, and any travel plans. Sixth, submit the replacement application or request an official loss confirmation.
Seventh, track the status and keep every receipt and copy for your records. Eighth, update your visa application with the correct passport details once available and attach the police report and other evidence. Next, we'll examine the cost-benefit reality of honesty versus shortcuts. This pie chart reframes the decision. The minor time you might save by avoiding proper procedures is vastly outweighed by the risks: denial, multi-year or lifetime bars, and legal exposure. Honesty greatly reduces stress and the risk of future audits. Short delays are almost always preferable to permanent consequences.
With that in mind, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. Which matters most when answering the nationality question on a visa form? Option A. whether you physically have the passport in hand. Option B, your legal status as a citizen of another country. Option C, how quickly you can submit the application. Option D, whether you plan to use that passport again. You may pause the video now to think about the answer.
We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video.
The correct answer is your legal status as a citizen of another country. The presence or absence of the physical passport does not change whether you hold or have held that nationality. Even if the passport is lost, the obligation is to answer based on legal status.
Now let's continue with another scenario-based question to reinforce the process steps. Second quiz. Your other country passport is lost. What is the safest sequence? Option A, submit the visa now and fix details later. Option B, say you never held that nationality. Option C, file a police report, contact the embassy or consulate, apply for a replacement or obtain an official loss confirmation, then update the visa application. Option D, wait indefinitely and do nothing. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video.
The correct answer is to file a police report, contact the embassy or consulate, apply for a replacement, or obtain an official loss confirmation, and then update the visa application. This sequence documents the loss, restores accurate data, and upholds integrity, thereby minimizing the risk of misrepresentation. Up next, let's capture the essential do's and don'ts in a quick reference table. This table summarizes the critical steps, the rationale behind each, and the documentation you should collect.
Reporting the loss creates an official record.
Notifying the embassy or consulate triggers the replacement or a formal confirmation of loss. Applying for a replacement restores accurate data for your application. Updating the visa forms ensures transparency and accuracy. Now, let's compare the mindset of chasing speed versus prioritizing integrity. On the left, the speed-first mindset aims to submit quickly and sort problems later. This approach minimizes initial effort, but carries a high risk of misrepresentation, potential denials, and even long-term bans. It also increases stress and the chance of negative findings in future audits. On the right, the integrity-first mindset takes the time to verify facts before filing. This approach reduces risk, improves compliance, and leads to stronger credibility with authorities.
It also brings peace of mind and better preparedness for any future scrutiny.
Next, let's present a concise markdown checklist you can follow. Here is a simple checklist you can copy into your notes. Confirm the loss and secure your accounts. File a police report and keep the report number. Contact the embassy or consulate and gather their requirements. Prepare identification, photos, forms, and fees. Submit your replacement application or obtain official confirmation of the loss. Track the case and retain receipts and copies. Update your visa forms with accurate details once available. Finally, attach evidence to your application. Now let's capture the key points before we summarize. These are the key takeaways. Legal status always outweighs physical possession of a passport. Misrepresentation can lead to denials or even lifetime bans. If your passport is lost, report it to the police, contact the embassy, and either replace it or obtain an official confirmation. Transparency and accuracy should always outweigh speed. And document everything, including reports, receipts, and confirmations. Finally, let's bring everything together in a concise summary. In summary, answer nationality questions based on your citizenship status, not on whether you have the physical passport in hand. A lost passport demands formal steps, including a police report and contacting the embassy or consulate, so that you can complete forms accurately. The short-term gain of speed does not justify the long-term risks associated with fraud or misrepresentation. Remember, delays heal, but fraud can cause lasting consequences. Before we close, let's end with a creative call to action. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more clear and calm immigration guidance. We'd love to hear from you. What is your biggest documentation challenge? Share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.